Hey guys, and welcome back to another super fresh video. I'm Plan Eats, and this is the Plan Eats YouTube channel, and I'm so thrilled you decided to click on this little video today. I am reporting to you from Ottawa, Ontario, Canada. If you've been following me, you know I've left Vancouver and I arrived here a couple of days ago, and I've promised you guys that I will try to stay connected, and so this is my first attempt at doing that. And also stay tuned for the coming weeks. I will be away for a few weeks, and I do plan to upload to YouTube as regularly as I possibly can. But today's video is going to start a little negative. I apologize for that. I'm trying to keep things positive and keeping people happy on this channel. But you know what? Sometimes you just got to say it like it is. So what I have to say today is in regards to some customer service that I've been receiving. If it was a one-off, I wouldn't mention it, but this has happened a few times, and I don't want to beat up on Ottawa because this happens in Vancouver as well. I'm sure it happens all over the world nowadays, where you can literally go through a transaction and the person who is serving you, it's as if they don't even know you're there. They don't say hello, they don't ask you how your day is, they don't say thank you, it's like you're not even there. And look, I know maybe I'm showing my age here by complaining about this sort of thing, but in my day, customer service mattered. And I don't think it's just customer service, I think this is called character. And I link this a little bit to my teaching practice, which is in the fact that I have a lot of kids that are just brilliant in math. I mean, you wouldn't even believe how smart some of these kids are. And they're amazing test takers. And we recognize in the classroom that it is important that you deserve credit for being able to take an amazing test. And you should also get credit for the fact that you can pull off an amazing interview. But those are things that get you in the door. Then you have to figure out, well, how do I keep this job? How do I retain my position? And you know what? That is where character matters the most. And employers, I mean, I've talked to people who have companies and they say, you know what, we can hire people that have all these great degrees, but they fail in soft skills, especially when you're fresh into the labor market. And those soft skills are working with other people, interpersonal skills. You know what I'm going to call it? I'm just going to call it charm. I mean, you should be charming. You should try to be a charming person. You should care about how you make people feel who are in the presence of you. When you're around other people, how you act, how you behave, how you interact with those people, it matters. Everything counts in large amounts. And so when I talk to my kids in the classroom, I always say that. I say, look, how you behave when I'm around, how you behave when you're around your coaches, around principals and people who are going to try to help you get to that next stage of life, that matters. So don't forget that. And these are good people. I'm not trying to beat up on anybody here because I think that there are people who are not saying this enough to young people. And they're left to assume those things don't matter. And I'm telling you, these things matter. Please, if you are in customer service, can you please make sure that you acknowledge your customer and try to make them feel good? I know that's a little bit of maybe extra work, but if you practice charm on a regular basis, it becomes pretty automatic. Now that takes me to my next point of this video, which is in regards to a comment that was left by a longtime subscriber to this channel. Her name is Locomotive, and her comment was a little surprising to me because it suggested that I was sort of discrediting or not recognizing that some people do struggle on a vegan diet. And she was asking me to afford that same sort of kindness and care that I was giving to people that were struggling to deal with, you know, slaughterhouse footage and that sort of stuff, and give some of that to people that were just struggling on a vegan diet. And I do. I mean, maybe I don't say that strongly enough, but this is a vegan channel. And I do recognize that people struggle on a vegan diet. I totally recognize that. But let's just be clear here. My point has never been that a vegan diet is 100% gonna work for everybody. And she watches my videos, and you know it, and she should know that too. Let me reiterate my message. My message is simple, that if you are trying out a vegan diet or have been on a vegan diet for any length of time and it's working for you, then rest assured, you do not have to worry. A vegan diet will not damage your health. It will not damage your health. This is a healthful diet that is appropriate at every stage of life. And look, there's all kinds of people out there who are going to want to tell you other things. They're going to try to confuse you. And that leads me to another point, which is that there are some channels, one of which she cited in her comment. I'm not going to mention the name of the channel. That's not the point of this video. No disrespect to that particular channel, but I will tell you this. There are people on this platform who have an axe to grind against vegans. And I will ask you to be very cautious when it comes to consuming content from those particular YouTube websites, because much of the stuff that they report to me is completely not balanced. You watch the content consistently, video after video, and you're left to believe that a vegan diet is similar to smoking when it comes to your health. That's bull. Avoid content that's out to confuse you and to try to manipulate you. And I know a lot of you are not vegan, and I don't want to disrespect you. That's not my goal. That's not the purpose of this channel. The purpose of this channel is to validate and give a voice for people that are trying out flexitarian, reducitarian, vegan diets for environmental reasons, for animal cruelty reasons, and for health reasons. And some of you are at different places with all of those modalities and types of diets. And I recognize that. And many of you have said you've tried a vegan diet and it didn't work. And what was my response? Thank you for sharing. So please, you know, if you're going to leave a comment, at least be fair about it, in my opinion. And again, I'll repeat what I've said in a previous video, which is that this channel itself, if we're looking at anecdotal information, supports hundreds of vegans who are thriving and leave comments down below all the time that attest to that. Some of these people have been practicing veganism for 5, 10, 15, 20, 25 years, and they're healthy and thriving. And so I am not here to discredit anyone who claims that they have had trouble on a vegan diet, but let's not be led to believe that that's the general rule when it comes to veganism. And one more point I want to make before I close for the day has to do with a comment that was left by one of you guys that concerned me, and it was in regards to how, when watching content like slaughterhouse footage makes a person feel. It will make you feel disgusting. It will disgust you. I mean, some of the mistreatment of animals that's on video is so difficult to watch. And I'm going to ask you guys not to watch that. You don't need to watch it. I don't need to watch it. I've seen it. I know what happens. You know what happens. You don't want that in your psyche. In fact, what I'm going to encourage you to do is try to focus on the positive stuff that's happening all around the world. And I'm going to tell you that in my next video, I'm going to share with you some information that is very positive and should raise your spirits and make you feel better. Tomorrow I'm leaving for Toronto, Ontario, and I'm really looking forward to that. I'll be visiting an area of Toronto called Parkdale, and it has been recently rebranded as Vegandale. This is a story you got to hear about. I mean, it's hilarious, it's amazing, and it's a sign of the times. And if you're feeling a little down and out about some of the bad stuff that's happening around the world when it comes to animals, you're going to want to hear about this. I'm also going to share some information with you guys, some statistics that should also brighten your day. So rest assured, good things are happening all around the world, and what you're doing matters, and stick to your guns. And, you know, as I said in my past video, everything counts in large amounts, guys. So with that, I'm going to leave you for today. So thank you very much for clicking on this little video and stopping by and saying hello. You guys know how much that means to me. And if you haven't yet done so, please consider subscribing to the Plan Eats YouTube channel. The links are down below for all of my social media, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, so you can follow me there if you want to. And I look forward to seeing you all back here in a few days' time for another super fresh video.